Hello, Utah Steve back for another video. Today, a little bit different of a hike. We're getting out to see some more fall colors. Every chance I can get, really. And we are not hiking on a hiking trail. And yet, this is an area permitted, designated just for hikers and bikers and whatever, but no cars, not allowed. Why? You are looking at the old Snowbasin Road. This is a highway that has been closed for several years because right back that way where we came in and parked is the newer highway that's been there for some time now. Over that way, Snowbasin Ski Resort. Over in there where the beautiful color is, you have the Maples, which is an abandoned campground I've filmed at before. It's actually kind of up in those trees. You have Sardine Peak. Mount Ogden is over there. It's a beautiful area, and we have this entire highway to ourselves. It is 10:30 in the morning, October 10th, year of our Lord 2022. And I have roughly 4 hours. I look at my watch and it's covered. 4-hour window of hiking allowed before I have to go pick the kids up from school. And what better way to spend a beautiful Monday than out here in this incredible scenery. So I'm gonna hike down the highway until roughly noon. Then we'll take a break, have some snacks, have a chat, the usual. Then we'll hike our way back to the car on the same highway. The colors are exploding right now. A week ago when I filmed up this direction, they weren't nearly as vibrant. But they sure are now. As usual, I'll be taking a lot of pictures and posting them on Instagram. If you don't follow me yet on Instagram, feel free. This is it right here. Basically, I take pictures on every outing I go on, and sometimes on outings where I don't make a video. And I post them on there for your viewing pleasure. You have to request to be added to my account, and that's just because I get a lot of spam and bots and that kind of thing. So I like to regulate, make sure you're a real person before I add you on there. And you can check out my photos if you're interested. That's just amazing. Pretty soon that'll be covered in skiers over that way. Pretty crazy, huh? A whole highway to ourselves. This would be awesome to ride a bike down, camp overnight. This part, whoop, what the heck's this doing? I'm not sure what my camera's doing. It keeps going out of focus. This side, this whole area is National Forest Service. Oh, there's primitive camping all through here. That side is privately owned ski resort. Oh. Maybe we'll see some wildlife. No trespassing. Some of this area is private. Most of it is public. There's an older couple back there behind me with their dog. And they're talking very loud. And they're gaining ground on me because I keep stopping to photograph and film. So I may have to pull over and let them pass. Thought it was an older couple. It's not. It's a younger couple. But they sound like an older couple when they talk. I should talk. I'm older to some people and younger to others. So I'm kind of right in the middle at this point in life. But they got a pretty good clip going. They're hauling down this road. I am not in a huge hurry. I'm not out to fly to one end of the road and come all the way back up. Where this comes out is actually near where I was 2 hikes ago, 2 videos ago I should say. The Art Nord trailhead. It comes out down there. And I don't know that we'll hike all the way to the end and all the way back. I'm not really that enthusiastic about a super long hike. I don't know how long this highway even is, this stretch of highway. But this is new territory for me. I knew it was here, I've just never actually explored it. On this side we have pine and spruce. Looks like mostly spruce. And down here we have scrub oak and aspens over that way. There's a creek running down through here. There are actually some ponds right up that way that I've fished in before. Caught some brown trout. I'm trying to give them enough distance that I don't keep catching up with them and playing leapfrog. This is kind of funny. That looks like new paint. Just this stretch, just right here. Weird. A closed highway that hasn't been touched in years or maintained in years. And somebody painted just that strip. It ends right there. That's kind of weird. I don't know why they would do that. But okay. Whatever floats your boat. I love these colors. I don't think the camera is going to do it the justice that my eyeballs are doing it, but I will do my best. We are getting some people coming back the other way that have already hiked down and now they're heading back. They probably live in the area like I do and do this for daily exercise. I would too if I lived a little closer, but it's about 20 minutes to get up here. Not a big deal. This is really kind of strange. I keep expecting a car to come. It's just, my brain is like, what are you doing in the middle of the road? But nope, not on this road. Hello?
Oh, they won't believe it.
Huh?
Those pictures are going to be too beautiful.
It's the second person that's told me how breathtaking it is down this way. And I'm already starting to see it. It already is. It's unreal out here. You can see how the road is slowly being reclaimed by nature. I think it's kind of cool that they didn't tear this up, spend the money and resources to do that. Instead, they just left it as it is to be used still as a recreational point and for nature to just kind of do what it does. The road over a long period of time will crack and fall apart, be completely overgrown. But for now, it's still here. I mentioned the maples back that way where I've camped and used to hang out a lot. I only sometimes do now because of certain memories. It's an abandoned campground, and there was another one in here along this highway, the direction that we're heading now. It was called Bobcat Campground. So there was the maples and there was Bobcat, and maybe it was Wildcat. I could be wrong about the Bobcat. But I did come down here once. I was hiking down here in the trails that run along this hillside, and I decided I was going to find this abandoned campground. I expected it to be something like the maples with, you know, old tables and overgrown campsites and what have you, an old dirt road that, you know, is practically just a hiking trail anymore. So I came up here and I searched and searched. I pinpointed it with GPS, and all I found was this kind of thing. Just completely overgrown. No tables, no concrete. I didn't find anything. I climbed all through it. So, boy, talk about an abandoned campground. It's not even there anymore. So people used to drive up this road and go to that campground, and maybe some of you out there, maybe you've been around long enough, you remember it, and I don't. I didn't grow up in this area. I'm from the Salt Lake City area, so I've only been an Ogdenite for about a decade. And all of this now is what you would find if you went looking for that particular abandoned campground. So I'm glad the maples at least is still usable as a camping area. Oh, here comes another mountain biker. I just checked Google. I was able to find that abandoned campground the last time I was up here on this highway briefly, and now it doesn't even show up. At least I didn't see it. I just checked the map and I don't see any indication of the campground whatsoever. Maybe as we hike down I'll be able to spot an area that looks like where it was, but to my recollection there was nothing left. This is unusually open. Huh. Doesn't quite look like a road turned in here, and I don't see any change in the lines in the road. This probably isn't it. And I just want to take a peek. This is so amazing. A beautiful way to spend the day. The weather's perfect. It's in the 50s right now, but it's going to climb to about 77 today. That's in Ogden. So up here, probably 60s, mid 60s. Look at this. And beautiful. It's funny. I think about this a lot. When we see the leaves change color, what that is the year is growing old and they're dying and they're falling to the ground, and that was the end of their lifespan. And we don't look at human beings the same way. We don't see aging human beings as beautiful. They've got all this experience, all this vast knowledge and wisdom through decades of living, and we don't give them nearly the credit that we give nature when it gets old and dies. Kind of strange. I think we should give those around us who are seasoned and been on the planet a long time credit for what they've been through, what they've lived through, what the joys and the sorrows of their lives, and the fact that their attitudes are so positive a lot of the time, even though, you know, their leaves are changing colors. Well, that was interesting. It's just a random meadow. The foliage gets really thick in there. Back on the highway. Wow, look at this part of the road. Starting to sink back into nature. Look at that. Totally separated. It's nice and thick. Look at that. That's probably, I'd say, a good foot thick of asphalt. If I'm making sense. If I stand back here, you can kind of see this is level, and then it just kind of woof. Eventually that's going to slide right off the road. The road is going to slide off of itself. Okay, so I was just recording and talking to myself, and apparently none of it was actually recorded. So, for the sake of showing what I was talking about, we'll start over. These milkweed plants are really spitting out their seeds, the cotton stuff that comes out of them, all along here. Look at that one. Look at these weird squiggly lines that were obviously made when the tar was still wet at some point. Almost looks like someone took their bike and I don't know, it doesn't quite look like bike tires, and it just kind of ends and begins. Weird. I wonder why. That's as random as that fresh paint strip we saw up the road a ways. So we came from that way. We're going this way. We have a little less than an hour more to hike before we stop and rest somewhere. Look at that. We have a sign coming up. It says pavement ends. Huh. We shall see. My recollection at the other end of this highway is that it actually is paved. So I don't know. Maybe there's a stretch of dirt road in all of this. That'd be kind of cool if it changed a little bit. And I have to say I'm genuinely surprised. Genuinely. There is only one bullet hole in that sign. Right there below the D. And that sign looks freaking brand new. Crazy. Somebody tied a bandana on here. Got rocks in it or something. That's been there a long time. It's coming apart in the middle. All right, let's see. I think the pavement does end. It looks like it becomes more of a dirt path right up here. But I do know the other end of this, if we kept walking all the way to the end, the pavement picks up again. So I'm not quite sure why. Okay, this is where it ends. But it's not quite a dirt road, it's a graded gravel road. And it's actually not loose gravel, it's glued down. So that's interesting. So that's the end of the highway for now. We will continue on where the pavement ends. You may be wondering where Scraps is on this trip, and the truth is I had 2 different hikes to film today, and I didn't know how long I would be out, and so far I haven't seen really any water except for down the hill back that way, Wheeler Creek. So I didn't want to risk bringing him out here without a water source and not knowing how far I would be going or how long I would be out. So he stayed home today. He didn't want to. I have a funny story about him when we sit down to have a snack in a little while. Silly dog. Anyone know what this is? Looks like it's shut and locked at one time. Not sure what that is. See here, the pavement kind of cuts off this way. The meadow down there. This may be the area I searched for that campsite. It looks familiar. Anyway. So the highway continues, and you can see way out there. That's the highway too, right there. It just goes on and on and on. But I did notice that this was still a two-lane highway. You can see right here where the middle line was. So you got this half, and then this half is being overtaken by nature. A lot easier for it to grow up through gravel than asphalt. So it was still a two-lane highway through here. It just, part of it is being lost to the elements. Well, that's some ravine right in there. Looks like in the spring and summer it's probably full of water down there. There's a pipe. Huh. So I just realized that the pavement begins again right here. We're back on regular asphalt. So goodbye to the unpaved section. Why was just that section unpaved? I may never know. Strange. And looking the other direction, the direction we just came from, another perfectly untouched pavement ends sign. It looks brand new. What's strange to me about that is that this highway's been abandoned for years, and it snows and it rains and there's hot sun. You would think eventually it would look weathered. That sign would. I mean, look at the road. But it's not, strangely enough. It looks like it just came out of the shop. Some of the things that make my brain whirl are probably things that most people don't care about. Okay, so that is Wheeler Creek Canyon, if you can call it a canyon. It's not very long. There's a trail that goes right through it. I've made many videos there. So that's it right in the middle. So far I haven't seen too many people on foot. There was one runner, a couple hiking together, and I think that's it. The rest have been on a bike. Popular biking trail. I'd rather see them ride on pavement than the dirt trails. Sometimes it's hard to get out of the way in time before they come whizzing around a corner when you're on a little dirt path. And I've had a few near collisions in the past. I always appreciate it when they have a bell on their bike. But on this road, I've been able to hear them coming every time. You can hear the tires on the pavement really well, so especially when it's this quiet. we've made some distance. Let's see how far we've hiked since the car. Here comes another one up the hill. We have walked 4.16 miles. Not too shabby. Hello. I'm seeing a lot of those electric bikes. I don't know, man. It's great that they're getting out in nature. It just seems like cheating to me. I mean, I guess no different than if I brought a skateboard and went down this. That would be fun. When I was in high school, I was a skater. Big time. I went everywhere on my skateboard. And I'd kill myself now if I got on one. So I guess it's kind of the same thing. If instead of hiking, I were on a skateboard. I'm surprised I haven't seen any like long boarders flying down this road. I mean, look at it. What a ride that would be. Pretty cool. Lots of pleasant curves, nothing too sharp. The only thing you'd have to watch out for is the deadly cracks on the road. That one's just raised enough that if you hit that on a skateboard, you'd be eating the pavement. Some horses going down through there. This might be where I turn off to try to find somewhere to rest. I didn't know this trail was here. There's nothing on these signs. A lady just rode her horse in there with one trailing behind without a rider. So this might be a good option for me. If I keep going down the highway, basically I'm just going to end up back at the Artenwood Trail, and I haven't seen too many places to stop and rest. It's only 11:30, but I'm thinking this might be the trail I take. It looks like it is a horse trail. You got a place here to tie your horses up with some chains. It's been there a long time. It's all overgrown, but that's what's there. So I'm going to look around this right here and see if anything out here looks like a place I can go off and sit. Maybe there's a trail going up that way. I can hear those horses down in there. Otherwise, I'm going to take this trail. I wish there was something on that sign that said what it was, but that's okay. It just probably a popular horse trail either way. Nothing on the back or the front. This looks nice and new, doesn't it? What's with the signage being all... I expected it to be weathered, you know. I'm going to peek over this way and see if there's a trail here. Sometimes there is, going into a little gully like that. And if not, we'll come back over here and head up that trail. Oh, I already spotted it. Right here. So we're going to go up here and find somewhere off trail to chill. Yeah, I didn't know this trail was even here. Here's another sign. It looks like these are new signs. I wonder if they're gonna post them for all the pedestrians and mountain bikers and whatnot, because that hasn't even been set up yet. I don't want to get in too far over my head here. Just want to find a nice place to chill. Let's see. Let me look around and I'll come back. Okay, so the trail is right there. And we've got this big open space surrounded by spruces. It's hilly though, it's all like uphill. Somebody's had a fire there in the past. So I think what I'll do is just, this is as level as it gets. I don't want to go further up the trail because it looks like there may not be too many opportunities like this one. And I want to get out of the sun too. So we're going to sit on this log right here and have a snack. Holy cow. That was a lot of road hiking. Here's what I brought for snack. This is kind of funny. First I need to hydrate. Holy cow, am I thirsty. My voice is kind of getting raspy. I probably should have stopped and hydrated along the way, but I was too excited to keep moving. Let me show you what's in my food bag and explain it a little bit because it's kind of different. Okay, so I have pork rinds, pistachios, and jerky. And I've got some antioxidant and also some caffeinated water powder stuff. And that's pretty much it. Not a full lunch. I don't really need one. I had a big breakfast to give me all the energy I need to get up here. Now, why do I have all these loose pistachios in my Ziploc bag? We can thank Scraps for that. So first of all, I'm back on the keto diet. I needed to get my blood sugars under control, lose some weight, and also I'm working on my depression, and part of that is to lose weight and eat healthier. So pork rinds don't sound healthy, but when you're on keto, your source of energy is fats instead of carbs, sugars, that kind of thing. So that's why I brought those. As far as the pistachios go, I went to get them today to pack some of them. I was going to pack some, and I couldn't find them anywhere. They were in the original bag from the grocery store, and I went under my bed to get them out of my little basket of snacks and stuff that I have. I use it for lunch, I use it for hiking. I just keep them in there because otherwise my kids will probably eat it all. So I keep it in my room under my bed. It's no secret to anybody. It's just a way for me to regulate my food. And so I bought this big bag of pistachios, and I went to get it for this hike, and it was missing. And it was there yesterday. And at first I was thinking about my kids, and I was like, well, I didn't have them all weekend, so it wasn't them. Did I put them somewhere weird and not remember? Am I losing my mind, you know? And then it dawned on me that Scraps has a habit of finding, say, a cat food can or a tuna can or something like that, and taking it out the back door into the backyard and cleaning it out. And so on a hunch, I went out in my backyard and I found the full bag of pistachios laying on the grass, unopened, but with some teeth marks pierced into the packaging. He tried. What was weird is the beef jerky here was right next to the pistachios, and instead of taking the beef jerky, he went for the pistachios. And I can just picture him carrying this bag the size of his head out the pet door, out the doggy door, into the backyard, and being disappointed when he couldn't get into them. But because he had slobbered all over the bag and chewed on it, I dumped them all in this Ziploc. And then ultimately I just decided to throw everything in here that I need for this trip and call it good. So that's what there is today. It's kind of strange. I'm not cooking anything or anything like that. I'm just going to sit here and kind of grub, just snack on stuff and cool off in these beautiful surroundings. It's so odd because coming down the highway, everything was aspens and scrub oak and an occasional spruce, and suddenly here's this incredible grove of nothing but spruces. So pretty cool. I don't know where this trail goes. I'll have to check it out online. I'm not going to hike it today. It's not something I came here to do. So anyway, that's the plan. I'm just going to hang out here and re-energize, rehydrate, and then we'll get back on the road and have to hike back to the car. It is almost noon. It's 11:50, so pretty much stopping when I wanted to. Anyway, I'll come back in a little bit. Otherwise, you're just going to sit here and watch me eat. No one wants to see that. Well, I've replenished my energy and my water, and I'm feeling a lot better. There have been a lot of people through here. This trail is extremely popular, whatever it is. If I'm quiet, for some reason when people get in the great outdoors, they talk extra loud. So I've been sitting here quiet, watching group after group pass me by on the trail, and they have no idea I'm here because I'm just sitting here quiet. Another thing that I've noticed, it's really sad. There are people on their phones. I've cleaned up, as you can see. And if you're wondering, I did bring Indy with us on this outing. He's saying hi. That's not intentional, he just came out like that. Howdy. So I'll put him away. The camera doesn't want to focus on him. I will tuck him away, and now the only thing left to do is go right back up the highway, back up towards the car. I have to pick up my kids in about 2.5 hours, so I have plenty of time. I don't have to rush. And if anything is interesting on my way back up, I will film it. It's kind of hard to film in here. It's a lot of shadows. Anyway, so let's get on the trail, head back up. If anything interesting pops up, I'll let you know. Yeah, it just goes up and up. That explains why they're racing down it so fast on the mountain bikes. That was our little refuge right there. Some thistle. Some of it's all dried up, some of it's still purple. Okay, let's get going. Now the problem we face, of course, is that it's all uphill. This entire journey has been downhill from the very beginning. So, up we go. It's not too bad though. It's a pretty steady grade, nothing steep. No big deal. Well, we're almost back to the car. It's starting to level out a little bit, I can tell. He's just up around this corner at the gate. Thanks for joining me on yet another adventure, guys. I really appreciate you being here. Do yourselves a favor. Get off the couch, get outside in nature, and have some fun. The views are spectacular. If you can't get outside, come along with me. I could use the company. See you in the next one, guys. Take care.